Welcome to An Hour to Give. I'm Sam Laprade. So for the very next hour, we want you to dream big because of CHEO, Children's Hospital of Eastern Ontario, has their Dream of a Lifetime lottery, and they're looking for you. I'd like to welcome our very first guest. Of course, that is Tara Reid joining us today. Tara, what's your role with CHEO Foundation?
It's very nice to be here. Thank you for having me. Well, my role, I'm the Director of Lotteries and Events for CHEO Foundation, and I have the fun task of planning the lottery each year and planning out the prizing and just getting it going and ready to launch.
We know this is the Dream of a Lifetime lottery, and we also know that that's a dream job. Like, you have a really cool gig.
I do. It's so much fun. I mean, again, planning the prizing, and it's such an exciting campaign. Everybody knows about it around, and you know, people love to come and tour the dream home. So there's so many fun things about the whole project.
And there's just so many dreams to talk about. Let's start with this gorgeous Minto home in the beautiful community of Manotick.
Yes, so the dream home this year is at 808 Skysail Place in Manotick, so the Mahogany neighborhood. It is a very big home. It's over 5,300 square feet, and it is absolutely stunning. Minto has knocked it out of the park again, as they always do. The style of this home is called, I would say, Art Deco, like a very glamorous Art Deco style, and 1920s, that kind of thing. So you'll see a lot of features that lend itself to that era. We worked with Karen van der Velden. She's the architect designer, and we've worked with her for many years, and she came up with a beautiful plan. And the interior designer is Tanner Vine, and he's our second year he's been working with us on a dream home. So really happy.
And I'm so excited because Karen's on the show today, and I love chatting with her about the home. We're going to get all those details, and she always shares a little nugget here or there, so I love chatting with her. So everybody wants to stay for that interview, which is always so exciting every single year. It's wonderful, and we're going to talk all about the lottery today, but I want to talk about the fact that, of course, this lottery means kids in our community are going to be helped. So talk to me a little bit about the important impact.
Absolutely. So this is our biggest fundraiser, and funds from the lottery actually help support our Kids These Days campaign, which you might have seen some things around the city for the Kids These Days campaign. We launched that over a year ago when our building actually turned 50. So what that means is we need to do some work and raise funds to help modernize our building and also improve services. So when you buy a ticket from the lottery, you're helping to support that campaign.
Such an important time. So we want everyone, of course, to get their ticket. Now, we have a tradition in my house. Can I tell you what the tradition is?
Please.
We go and visit the house. We get our tickets, and we get our 50-50, of course, very important. So all of that is become a tradition in my home. We're not the only ones, though, Tara, right?
No, I know a lot of people who do that, too. They like to see the home first. They feel like maybe it brings a little extra luck, and then they buy their tickets.
And I always laugh because we do what we see all these other families do. So we walk in and we start choosing bedrooms. We start saying, I'd put my butt on that couch, I'd sit in that seat. And people do dream a little bit at the home. How fun is it, from your perspective, to kind of eavesdrop on those conversations?
It's a lot of fun because obviously a lot of the features are things you wouldn't find in just a regular home, right? Everything is even more grand. So somebody might point out the beautiful countertops that have some special detail. So it's something people would love to have, but of course it's attached to a dream home, so it's not something that you see every day.
Every day. And that's what makes it so special. And every year, like you say, Minto just knocks it out of the park. I always going to go, no, this is my favorite one. And then the next year I'm like, oh, I think this is my favorite one. Every year there's something, and I visit, and then I'll bump into my friends. They'll tell me they're talking about something I didn't even see. So it's just a beautiful opportunity to really create community almost.
It is, and you know what? There's so many features. Every time you go, you'll see something different, and it does bring a lot of people to the home. You can visit the home. We encourage it Tuesday to Friday from 12 noon to, noon to 8 p.m. or Saturday and Sunday from 10 till 6. So a great opportunity, take a drive out to Manotick, get some lunch in the village, check out the dream home, and it makes for a really fun day.
That's amazing, and we're going to do that, absolutely.
Great.
So talk to me a little bit about some of the deadlines. I know your calendar, I can't even imagine what your calendar looks like, but there are certain dates circled on your calendar. Walk me through those.
There are. So we launched the lottery on September 10th, and the lottery finishes on December 19th. So that's the start and finish, but we do have some other deadlines along the way. So our first one was for our Winner's Choice Prize. That deadline was September 26th, and this week we actually drew the winner for that prize. And that prize was a choice between either the Heritage Bronco from Donnelly Lincoln Ford or a VW ID Buzz from Myers Automotive, or $100,000. So a gentleman from Embrun won that prize, so he's making a decision on which one he wants to take.
Wow.
So that's our first one. After that, we have some bonus tickets, so a chance to double your chances to win something in the lottery. Next up from there is a deadline on October 31st for, it's called Iconic Thailand, and it is a luxury vacation to Thailand, 12 days, tours, business class, travel, and the value of that trip is $90,000. We threw in another $5,000 cash just to make it even sweeter. So that deadline is October 31st. So if you buy your tickets before then, you're part of that draw and other draws following. There's more. Do you want me to keep going?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And then after that, we have more bonus tickets. Following that, we have our early bird, and early bird is 5,500 draws for more bonus tickets or one prize of $250,000. And then our final, which the deadline is December 19th. So
it's
lots
amazing.
happening.
So I'm just thinking, it's actually a really great Christmas gift.
It is. And that's one thing, something we did a bit differently this year is we shifted a bit of the dates of the lottery so it ends a little closer to the holidays actually. So if you want to buy a gift for somebody, it's a great gift. Imagine if it wins a big prize. I mean, that,
Can you imagine?
You can't top that.
Can you imagine? Oh my gosh. I'm just thinking about who could I buy a ticket for? I think it's really important. Of course, CHEO is so beloved in our community. And when I see people when I'm there or at the home or I hear the ad, I know that everyone's going, I've got to get my ticket. It just seems like the whole community buys a ticket. And then, of course, my favorite, and even though my number wasn't pulled, is always when I meet the people that have won.
Yes.
And their stories. So everybody's got a story of why they buy a ticket. And sometimes we hear those stories of their child was at CHEO. They were at CHEO. Those stories really resonate.
They really do. And oftentimes it is somebody who has a CHEO story. Nobody ever expects to win. That's the thing that's constant every time. And if I can tell a little story about a past winner that just came through the home. She won the dream home many years ago, stayed there for 5 years, and she had a funny story that being the winner of a dream home meant that all her family and friends would love to come and visit, of course, but she had to step up her standard of keeping it always perfectly, show ready. So right down to having to iron the bedding. So she made a joke about that, just saying that it meant that she had to step up her cleaning, but she was thrilled to have the home.
Absolutely. And the fact that Minto has been involved for so long, what does that legacy partnership feel like for you? It kind of feels like a little bit of a family to me when I see all of you chatting. It
really is. I mean, so this is a very big year. We're actually celebrating 25 years of Minto being our home builder, and they are a wonderful, wonderful partner. We work very closely together on the project. They keep us updated with the progress of the building of it, and then they come and they help us out if anything needs to be, tweaked or whatever along the way, as up to 30,000 people have gone through the dream home to visit it. So there's a lot of traffic, which means sometimes a little bit of maintenance, but they're wonderful partners. They're a part of the success as well. When we succeed with this lottery and we sell a lot of tickets, they are a part of that too. So it's really wonderful to share that.
And for somebody that may not be able to make it to the home, your website always does a great job of sort of getting people excited as well. Is that where we're heading to get tickets to?
Yes. So if you can't make it to the home, you can still view the home by going to our virtual tour on the website. And what's great about the tour is you can travel through the home, but there's also tags along the way that tell you who did that paint color, who built the kitchen, all of that kind of thing, which is something that people want to know.
Absolutely. And when you think about, all of the different homes that you've done, you're working with a new designer, which is always very exciting as well. What area of the home for this particular year did you walk into and go, wow?
I would say the primary bedroom on the main floor is absolutely stunning. What's nice about it is it offers an option for multi-generational living in the home as well. There's an ensuite bathroom, but this might sound funny to say, but the foyer really takes my breath away when you go in, because it's very large ceilings, and it has the stone from the outside on the inside with a very grand chandelier, and then there's a beautiful staircase up to the loft. It's just such a beautiful place in the home.
When I tour my mom and she sees that bedroom on the main floor,
right?
Terry, you know what she's saying, right? Sam, if you win,
yeah,
I'll be moving in with you.
Yeah.
Which is great, which is wonderful.
It's a big house, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's so wonderful. And you always have those extra details as well. Sometimes it's been extra, exercise equipment or tools. Who else have come on board this year?
So yes, we have to speak about the trades and suppliers, because they are also a part of it. We've worked with Horizon Kitchens. We've also worked with Lazy Boy Home Furnishings. Thunderbolt Contracting does the beautiful backyard. Home Depot helps as well. Constantino does the countertops. So some of these have come back each year as well, and they also feel a great sense of pride in contributing to the home.
And everybody that's involved, I mean, when it's all said and done, and you sort of breathe that sigh of relief that it's done, I'm sure all your mind goes back to the children.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And you also see that, again, back to people visiting the home. Families come and make a day of it, and often it's somebody who might have had a CHEO story. So, and I know you're going to be meeting one of our CHEO family a little bit later as well. So absolutely, that's the whole reason we do this.
And remind us again, where are we getting tickets? And you've got some interesting bundles.
Yes.
Talk to me about that.
We do. So you can spend $100 and buy one ticket. You can spend $750 to get a bundle with lots of tickets and lots of 50-50 tickets. So there's all sorts of options, whatever you'd like. I need to give a nod to the 50-50, actually. That is something we did do differently this year. So this year, the 50-50 is guaranteed a minimum $1 million for the winner, which means you're an instant millionaire when you win the 50-50. But last year's winner took home $1.2 million. So the pot keeps on growing. So amazing. That's something to make sure to add on. And brilliant. You can buy your tickets at dreamofalifetime.ca.
Perfection. Always a pleasure. Thank you so much, Tara. Tara has inspired me again this year about the CHEO Dream of a Lifetime lottery. When we come back, more inspiration. My friend Karen's going to be here from Minto. Come on back on An Hour to Give. Well, I just love every single year I get to chat with Karen Vandervelden. And of course, she's the architectural designer for Minto. And she is the brains and the beauty behind this wonderful new home that's part of the Dream of a Lifetime lottery for CHEO. And she joins me now. Karen, I love this chat. You know how much I love about talking about homes. And you have got this incredibly creative mind. What were your thoughts behind the dream home this year?
Great question. So this year, actually, I was given, or they provided me with a huge lot. So the footprint of the house started sort of the process of the design. I do get input from others in the office, and so our president, Mark Arnold, said, let's have a 2-story element to the house. So that kind of starts the creativity part. So I always start on the floor plan. So we have this wonderful 2-story great room, and then it grew for the footprint. And as you heard Tara say earlier, it's multi-gen.
Yes.
So with that large footprint, that enabled us to have the primary bedroom on the first floor. And then the exterior was just, again, a large footprint. So the outside of the house is this farmhouse-inspired, modern farmhouse. And the entrance was sort of the focal element to really sort of anchor you in, bring you right in. So Tara mentioned it, the inside as you walk through that door, double entrance foyer height, and the exterior stone, we brought that in. Tanner Vine, who is the interior decorator, I said to him, will that work with your design feature? And he said, absolutely. So there you have it.
Oh, brilliant. And I think when we think about, the fact that Minto has been involved for so many years, every single year I think to myself, how are they going to outdo last year? And the kind of pressures to have when people walk in and they want to be wowed every single year, is there a pressure on you to kind of wow them so that every year people get as excited as they do for 2025?
That's great. It is. And wowing is like what we do. We build houses for a living. So we're always in the market to look what's new, what's hot on the market. What can we bring that's something that's different, or multiply things together to create something new? So,
and let me ask you this. I mean, you have been doing this for a very long time, and we know that, even the fact that you're thinking about multi-generational, you're thinking about, sort of the aesthetic, of course, when you drive up, but that you're trying to, I think, set a stage for maybe other Minto homes eventually. So is this kind of a playroom for you, if you will?
100%. You nailed it, actually.
Okay, cool.
So with this design, this was designed first, and then from there, this floor plan looked excellent for our lineup. So we modified it, and it's now offered in our mahogany stage 4.
I didn't even know that.
No.
There you go.
It's called the Sable. So it has the same exterior look and feel. There's a few things on the first floor that are different because I had a bigger footprint. The second floor is very similar though. So, yeah.
And, I don't know about you, I'm a mom. So, even the home I live in, I think, I would have tweaked this and I would have tweaked that. You get to actually create beautiful flow for families and think about, all the different combinations of people that could call this home. How, are you waking up in the middle of the night going, I need to put a big pantry in there? And are you always thinking about ideas? Do you live and breathe it?
Pretty much.
Yeah. I knew that.
Yeah. So it's always fun. And we're always introducing new products with Minto. Minto is really leading with their styles. So it's really wonderful to be part of that, to listen to others. We even do internally, sometimes we do just sort of check-ins with other people, post things and say, hey, what do you think of this? To ensure that we're on track with the general population of what people are looking for. Fun.
And sometimes when we chat, I have visited the home already. Now this year, I haven't. It's going to be our Thanksgiving activity.
Nice.
So let me ask you this. What Easter eggs am I looking for? Where am I looking to sort of see your personal touch?
Awesome. Well, the entrance we spoke about. On the first floor, which I really like too, is the back dining room. It's punched out, again, because I had footprint. So it's punched out with a cathedral. It overlooks the spectacular backyard that was done by Thunderbolt. So, and it has windows on 3 sides. You're going to get morning sun in that space, and then evening, it's going to be off to the side. But just a really wonderful space off the kitchen, off the 2-story great room that I sort of spoke about. So those 3 components where you really want to hang and have entertainment is high value for that.
So when you get together with Tanis Vine and you come together and you're saying, okay, here's what I'm working on, and then Tanis starts, bringing in their ideas, what's that moment like? I want to be there for that because that sounds pretty cool.
Well, we do. I do give him sort of the floor plan. He always tweaks, let's say, the kitchen and the bathrooms, and the ensuite is really that ensuite bathroom. he added that special touch where the vanity overlooks, there's a window, overlooks the pond. We have a neighboring pond on this property. So the mirrors are hung in front of the window. So if you're doing your morning makeup, you can just look at the pond, no neighbors to speak of. Of course, he has a blind that comes down for privacy.
Right.
But yeah,
Right.
so that's a spectacular space.
Yeah, and that combination of the creativity of the design and of course your architectural design, every single year it's so different. Where do you get your inspiration from? Are you looking through magazines? Are you on Pinterest? I mean, I'm kind of giving kind of examples of stuff I'm looking at, but are you more sophisticated than that in terms of how you're finding ideas?
Not necessarily.
No.
TV, you know,
Okay.
even renovation shows provide like insight. But then, you know, the web is amazing.
Yeah.
So you can just sort of, you know, Google different areas. You know, we build in the States too. We have, so we sort of always looking at what they have. I support the Calgary product now, Calgary team.
Right.
So looking at their products, which is from a different lens. So then you just get like, you know, spice kitchens is kind of the next thing. We don't have it in this one. We introduced it as flex plans for our homes in our community in mahogany. So all these really
spice kitchen. Oh, that's exciting. So when you go to a cocktail party and someone says, "Hi, I'm so and so, and what's your name?" Do you want to tell them I'm the person behind the CHEO home? Like, do you want to share? And you're so proud of what you do.
I am proud of what I do.
Yeah.
Some people know, but you try not to brag either, right?
You can brag. It's okay. Yeah.
But it is. I have a great job.
Yeah.
A spectacular job that I do. So, I mean, who gets to design houses for the biggest builder in Ottawa? You know, it's wonderful.
And then you layer on CHEO. Like that, you know, the fact that the families that are walking through, I get emotional thinking about the families that are walking through, buying tickets. I always call the ticket like a little ticket of hope. Yes. But also, and not just about winning, but it's about helping the kids. You know, kids these days are facing so much more than we did in our generation. So supporting the hope of not only winning the lottery, but also knowing that a family is going to be impacted because of a lottery buy. Do you take that home with you too, in terms of a long work day? You might think, oh my gosh, this home's never going to get done. Yeah. But at the end of the day, do you take home that?
Oh, 100%, especially even everybody at Minto. I mean, we really like this give back that we do for our community. We all have children, grandchildren now too. Yeah. So it does feel good that we as a home builder can build a dream home that supports the Children's Hospital, all that they do. So that's a really good feel-good moment for us.
And I always notice you do something for the kids. Every single time there's a fun little detail for kids in the home. One year was a tunnel between two rooms.
Right.
And my daughter, of course, at the time, she was young enough, she was crawling through that. What's for the kids in this home this year?
This home, I would say, like, there's one bedroom that has sort of, Tanner's provided like a whole curtain, like you can close off the curtain around your bed. Yeah. So that'll be fun for them. Yeah. The basement, the TV room with a big sort of sofa couch that they're going to want to lounge in. The theater room is spectacular. Apparently a lot of the kids were bouncing off of those, that couch. So that's really fun.
I've heard it's a couch you could have a really good nap on. Yes, a couple of my radio friends shared that. Yeah. And choosing all of those things, I mean, obviously you're working with Tanis and the whole project and your involvement in the home. It's really a big team effort, isn't it?
It is, yeah. There's a lot. Our team that builds the house, they're under a tight timeline to get it done in less than a year. Wow. And then they even have their own projects to look after on top of this. So Mike and Drew, our two site supers, were fabulous. And they really have to, stick handle all the trades and make sure they're on time to deliver to Tanner for the decorating purposes. So,
who else do you want to give a shout out to today that made this job just a little bit easier for you?
Todd Vine in the office, who awards all the contract, has done a fabulous job. So he, in like what we envision in terms of the exteriors, he's able to get that through the trades by his awards, like the kitchens and the masonry that I was looking for. Wow. So he has a big job too, layered on top of his regular job to award and to make it on time. So
we were sharing earlier, Minto's been involved 25 years. felt really old when I heard that because I think I remember the first one. How many years have you been involved?
It's my 11th involvement of this home, so really a big moment for me on our 25th. So,
Yeah,
and this is 10 homes in the Manotick Mahogany community. So 10 of them already in that community.
Well, that's amazing because the odd time, I've got friends that live in the area and I can still pick them out, and there's one in Stittsville too.
Yes.
A friend lives near there and I'm like, I remember that was the dream home. So it's always fun to kind of, see how the homes have been lived in and people actually live in them, right? I mean, that's always a big part too.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
And we won last year's home, we won Ontario Home Builders, one of the entries for the home design itself and for the kitchen.
Wow.
So fabulous accolades that we can share. And that home, again, the homes we design, we tried to bring them in our lineup. Last year's home was in our lineup, and then we embellished it for CHEO. This year's we designed for CHEO and brought it into our lineup. So it's a really great platform for us to really design and enhance what we do as a builder.
You inspire me. Great work, Karen. Great work. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Sam.
I appreciate it so much. Lots of inspiration today, of course, on An Hour to Give. I'm Sam Laprade. This is all about Dream of a Lifetime Lottery. We're going to inspire you, of course, to give back to that amazing organization, CHEO, that we love so much. Stay with us. Well, of course, today is all about CHEO Foundation, the impact in the community of this incredible organization with many, many healthcare professionals supporting the children and families in our community. And we've been focusing a lot on the Dream of a Lifetime Lottery, and I hope you get your ticket. I'm going to get mine before October 31st because I want to meet that deadline, of course. But I wanted to talk about impact today, the impact that really is seen, the great work of the CHEO Foundation is seen at CHEO. And Jen Prue is my next guest. Hello, Jen, how are you?
Hi, I'm great. Thanks for having us here today.
So when I was getting prepared for our time together today, all I kept thinking is, Jen Prue has a big job. Tell me what you do.
So as the Vice President of Child Development and Community Services at CHEO, I work with an amazing group of clinicians, staff, and leaders to really put forward some incredible community-based services. So people would often know CHEO as the hospital. And of course, we have such great strength and expertise as a hospital, but we also have many community-based services that we deliver. And so our role really is to help enable children to get care in their community, closer to home. We deliver services in schools. And so things like development and rehabilitation, neurodevelopmental health programs for children with autism. We have home and community care services and genetics services. We have a CHEO school, actually, where we support kids with different physical needs in a school setting. And so that really is one of the really special things about CHEO is it's so much more than a hospital. It's really a system of care for kids.
And I feel like when I'm listening to you, I'm thinking you're evolving because kids are evolving. And I think about the whole campaign, Kids These Days, and what I love about that campaign, and I had the opportunity to share it with Steve Reed for the CHEO Foundation and with Dr. Vera Etches. These are kids in our community. These are not stock photos. These are people in our community that have been impacted. So for instance, I was born in 1971. I'm giving all my secrets away today. I went to CHEO for asthma.
Right.
I was treated for asthma. I went home. It's different right now. Like there's a lot of complexity in treatments.
Absolutely. And, I think as Canadians, we sense that. We see that the children and youth today have far more complex health needs than ever before. CHEO turned 50 last year, so 1974, not far off. And if you think about that, right, back in the 70s and 80s, kids were coming to the emergency department with things like asthma, other breathing issues. Maybe they had broken bone from, sports injury, maybe some gastrointestinal concerns. And so we certainly still see that today. But the increasing demand and the complexity of what children and youth are seeking care for is quite something. So, you know, we think about the complexity and the mental health concerns that they're experiencing, neurodevelopmental health concerns and behaviors. We have children living with chronic pain, right? And we wouldn't maybe have thought about that as a concern for kids. But in fact, there's many living with chronic pain. We've seen an increase in children living with medical complexity, children with cancer. And so the system of care that we find ourselves in was built for yesterday's kids. And so kids these days really do need a reimagined way of receiving and accessing care. So that's what we're trying to do.
And you're doing a great job. I think the pandemic was another sort of, stake in the ground where we're like, we need to think differently. You did a great job regarding mental health on that piece. I will tell you, as a mom, I really noticed the last time that we went to CHEO is, yes, of course, the care was about Avery, but there was also, the physician support team around saying, Mom, how are you doing?
Right.
I was like, how am I doing? And I thought the realization that if a child is sick, the whole family feels it. Am I right there? Is that just...
Absolutely. Yeah. We talk about this a lot, and our frontline teams, our clinicians, our physicians, they see that every day. And so while, our main focus is to support the children and youth that need our care, you're absolutely right that it does extend to the family. And what can we do to support the family? And how do we work with other community partners to do that? Because truly, to have those core supports at home and to make sure that caregivers and parents and siblings, can understand what their family member is going through and how best to support them is essential.
Can we talk about the Integrated Treatment
please.
Center? Tell me all about it.
Yeah, so this is such an incredible opportunity for our community and all of the kids and families we serve. So the Integrated Treatment Center will be a 220,000 square foot purpose-built, beautiful building, and it's going to be right in front of the existing hospital on our campus, and it will be connected actually by a tunnel, which is great for ease of moving back and forth. And so what we have been thinking about for a very long time, this is something that's been in discussion well over 10, 12 years, was to say, how can we bring together core services that currently may be delivered in various locations in Ottawa, and how do we bring them into one building to provide ease of access, a seamless experience for kids and families, and really integrating all of those into one beautiful, beautiful building. And so as you sort of turn off of Smythe Road and come in, as people would know, that will be the first thing that you see.
And if you haven't been there for a while, it kind of catches you off guard, right?
True.
I don't want to brag or anything, but I parked at the CHEO parking lot recently, which is phenomenal.
Yes.
What a beautifully done parking garage, if I can say that about a parking garage.
Right.
But I can tell there's been a lot of time and thought put into how that was constructed. With this new integrated treatment center and with the existing CHEO, you've just, it's so exciting. What are we thinking in terms of when are you going to be in there?
Yeah, so it's a great question, and we feel like it can't come fast enough, right? And actually, even what you're saying, I might be, off-site for a few days, and I come on and I'm amazed at the progress we're making already with the building. So we will be opening in 2028, which isn't that far off. We're just shy of 2026, and so we're really thrilled to see the progression of the construction. But equally, and perhaps more importantly, the work that we're doing in parallel to reimagine care. And so that work is ongoing, and we will be making important changes to how we support kids and families.
So what will happen to the old building?
So the old building, rest assured, is going to stay.
Okay.
So the services that people have come to know and rely on at CHEO, all of those really important things like the emergency department, our operating rooms, inpatient areas, that will all remain. So what we're really seeing is the redevelopment plans for CHEO that extend over this 10-year period. The Integrated Treatment Center is one really important part of that redevelopment, but we also have to pay attention to our existing hospital infrastructure. So the fact that it is 50, it does mean that there's areas in the hospital that actually have been untouched. for that long. And so it's really important that we are modernizing the spaces within the hospital. So things like modernizing our OR suites, our surgical suites, expanding our emergency department, our pharmacy. And so the campaign and the partnership with the foundation is just so critical for us to be able to see these improvements come to life so that we can better support children.
And I have some friends that work at CHEO, and so I'm like, what's challenging? What's your biggest challenge? And there's three things. They say space.
Yes.
They say space, and then they say
Let me guess,
space.
yeah.
So I think the staff are really pumped about what's to come, and the model of care that obviously is going to be the basis of the move.
Yeah, absolutely. Space is a pressure. And I think with the Integrated Treatment Center and the sheer size of that, we're really going to be welcoming that opportunity to deliver our services in that kind of space. It also, though, frees up some space within the hospital that some of those programs are operating in today. And so then that can be some additional breathing room and space for the rest of the hospital to use. The model of care is such a special initiative, and we're doing this in collaboration. So we have family partners that are helping us co-create this model of care, physician partners, clinicians, leaders, community partners. And so we want to help create an experience of care where children and families don't feel that they have to move from one service to another, right? That it's a simple entry into care, and that we have the right team, that sort of multidisciplinary team that's truly able to wrap services around the child. We want to introduce some really exciting things in digital health and tech. There's some amazing work happening right now where we think about the future of care. It is now, and so when we have the building, we'll be able to really maximize that, bring some of that specialized equipment. We want the care to feel personalized, so that Avery, for example, could have a very personalized experience. It's a really important piece of work.
As I'm hearing, I'm a very visual person, and I just see you like smashing down these barriers, like all these silos, and you're just like, no more silos, patient-centered, family-centered approach. And I see, I belong to all these moms groups, and there's not a week I don't see on these moms groups. Where do I go? Who do I see? I've got to go over here, and then I've got to go over here to meet somebody else, and we have to tell our story all over again. I feel like you're smashing that.
Absolutely. And there's a lot of burden on families that they shoulder around navigating that system, when really they should not have to do that, and their focus should be on their child. And so that is absolutely part of what we want to deliver on. And we also want to make sure that as children are needing our services and our care, what are the strengths that they bring? And how do we build on those strengths? What are the needs or the goals that the child and the family may have? And how do we really focus in on helping them achieve those goals? We want to assess that over time. Are the interventions we're providing having impact?
Brilliant. And I know the dream of a lifetime lottery means so much to you. I cannot believe we're out of time. That went so fast. But let's have a date. We'll meet back here in 2 years.
Sounds great.
Okay, fantastic. I can't wait. We're so excited to have Jen Prue on the show. We're going to meet a CHEO family when we come back, and I cannot wait. Stay with us on An Hour to Give. Well, of course, I love all of my guests that join me here on An Hour to Give, but I think these two might be my favorite. I'm so excited to welcome Blaiklyn, and she brought her mom, Courtney, to the show today. Hello, you two. How are you?
Doing well. How are you?
Good. So, Courtney, tell me a little bit about beautiful Blaiklyn.
Well, Blaiklyn here is our little heart warrior. So she was born during COVID in June of 2020, and our intro into parenthood looked a little different than most. We found out at about 20 weeks in utero that she was going to be born with a heart condition.
Right.
And
Right.
yes, and some severe respiratory issues as well.
Right. And so, Blakelyn, how old are you?
4.
You're 4.
Did you
Yeah.
just have a birthday?
Just
How
had a
old did you
birthday.
turn?
5.
5. So 5 is like my favorite number. So that's pretty cool. So what is your favorite thing to do in the whole wide world? What do you like to do?
Do you like to sing and dance?
Mom's gonna help.
I like to sing and dance.
Sing and dance? What songs do you like to sing?
K-pop.
K-pop is lots of fun. K-pop is lots of fun.
Yeah.
So Mom, take me to, because I'm a mom too.
Mm-hmm.
And I know what it's like. You get the appointment, you're gonna go to the appointment, and you're expecting everything to be great, because we all want that. And you hear some news. Do you remember that moment?
I do. It definitely took us back. We had spent all this time, reading all the books and what to expect, leading into parenthood, and
Yeah.
we kind of had to throw everything out the door and learn a whole new way of life. Initially, when the news was delivered to us, we knew that she would require surgery within the first few days of life, and then we were supposed to go home, be able to enjoy some time as a family, and at some point come back for another surgery. And all of that took a bit of a turn. So once she was born, we ended up spending actually almost her first entire year of life in the ICU at CHEO. She had her first open heart surgery at 7 days old when her heart was the size of a walnut, and her second at 6 months old, and then her third at 11 months old. And mixed in with all of that, we ended up finding out that she had severe respiratory issues and required a tracheostomy at just a few months old and was ventilated 24/7. So our life really wasn't at home that first year. There was a lot of ups and downs and learning as we went, and working through, I think, a lot of hardship. But it really, I think, opened our eyes to just how strong she is and how amazing CHEO was throughout the process for us. They really did become our family, and they were the ones that we called her aunts and uncles for that first year of life. They really helped us through navigating through every single day.
I
So
can't imagine.
it was a journey.
So if you're like me, when I was pregnant, I was like, oh yeah, and there's CHEO, and I would drive by.
Yeah.
But when your child needs CHEO, driving by CHEO or driving into CHEO feels very different. When you drive down Smythe Road now, what's the difference?
Initially, it was PTSD for a while.
That's fair.
But I think it really does hit different. And the funniest thing that my husband and I speak about all the time is that CHEO was, like you said, it was always there, but we never realized the impact that it had on the lives of little ones like her until we really needed it. And now when we drive by,
Yeah.
luckily, every time we go for appointments and follow-ups with her specialists, she walks in with a smile on her face. She looks forward to seeing the doctors, and we're so grateful for that. And I think all of that is because of the amazing care that we received while we were there. So luckily, we were one of the families that got to walk out of those doors and be able to continue life at home. And so we're able to drive by with a lot of gratitude. And one thing that we were very open about after our experience was, how can we get more involved? How can we help give back? And so I said, whatever the question is, my answer is yes. And I've gotten involved with different parent groups, being able to help provide feedback on patient experience, getting involved with the CHEO Foundation with different events, being able to help support with fundraising. So wherever we can be able to touch and have an impact, we are so grateful for everything that's been given to us, and we just want to help provide in another way. So thankfully, when we drive by, it's usually with warm hearts and a lot of gratitude now.
Beautifully said.
Mommy,
Yes, honey.
and
Did you have something you wanted to share? Tell me.
Mommy. Why we are talking?
We're talking all about CHEO today. And you know what? You're the star of the show. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Yes, we knew that, which I love so much. So talk to me about how many surgeries has Blaiklyn had?
How many surgeries have you had? How many times has Dr. Maharaj fixed your heart? 3.
3 times. And you're 5. So 3 and 5. Wow, that's pretty incredible.
And what was this surgery for?
It was from this age was not.
Yeah.
Do you have, what was the trach for? What did that help you do?
Please.
Breathe, yes.
Right.
Breathe. Oh, I think they did some good stuff with you, I can tell.
Yeah, I can do this one and breathe.
Breathe. So my daughter's 17. And you have got this precious child at the age of 5. The story that you'll tell Blaiklyn at 17, and it'll probably evolve over time, do you think about when she's 12 and 13, 14, 15, she'll probably understand even more how incredible that story, her story is. Where does CHEO fit into that dialogue, Mum,
Absolutely.
in a decade from now?
I think the one piece is that we've been so open with Blaiklyn's story so that she can help understand. She asks questions. She has scars all over her belly from procedures. She's got her warrior scar, her warrior line from her open heart surgery, and she's got her trach. And she often asks why other kids don't have those, and she has them. And so we love to share her story of all of her strength and why it makes her as strong as she is. And it's because of all the amazing doctors and nurses and support team at CHEO. And that's been, I think, part of the reason why we've wanted to be so involved with the CHEO.
When I was have this, then I was 5 and I grow up.
And yes, now that you're 5 and you've grown up, you don't need that anymore.
Which is very good.
Yeah, because I was brave.
Very brave.
Because brave means you're strong and healthy.
And that's you, right? I spotted that. I spotted that.
And it was good for your while, but
You don't need it anymore?
Don't
Nope.
need it anymore.
I don't need it anymore because I'm a big girl and I can, yeah,
It's amazing. It's amazing.
it's amazing.
It is amazing. I think you're pretty amazing.
So yeah, it's good.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's good for the rest of the day. So it might be good, but not good.
Do you
Yeah.
think you can let her? She might have another
I'm
question
wondering,
for
do
you.
we think we have an actress in the making here? What do you want to be when you grow up? Do you know yet?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be a big kid.
You're gonna be a big kid?
Big kid's fantastic. I love hearing that. I love hearing that. And you know, when you think about other moms and dads that
Yeah.
are facing this, grandmas and grandpas and uncles and aunts, and all the others that are facing maybe news like you faced, advice, Mom, for them.
That's a great question. I think one of the biggest pieces is we have really learned how to find the silver lining in every situation. There are going to be hard days, and there are going to be really hard days. And sometimes the good days come in very, very small doses. And so I think for us, every time that we were delivered tough news or a hiccup in this whole parenting journey, we really just stayed strong to being able to find the silver lining in everything. We now have a beautiful, healthy, strong 5-year-old that when she was a couple days old, a couple weeks old, a couple months old, a couple years old, we didn't know what tomorrow looked like. And I think just always having hope and having faith and knowing that her care or your child's care is in the best possible hands, there is going to be a brighter future and a brighter tomorrow. And she's living proof that this is what strength looks like.
Amazing. We only have a couple of minutes. It goes by so fast.
It does.
When you were pregnant, you knew you would have the title of mom.
Mm-hmm.
The title you didn't expect was CHEO mom. How do you wear that badge today?
With an unbelievable amount of pride. I am forever indebted to what CHEO has done for us. From the care from the support staff at the hospital, but to the CHEO Foundation and unexpected visits. During COVID, they would come in and shower her with different stuffed animals and just trying to find any way to help not only brighten her day, but brighten our day. Giving us the honor to be able to help spread her story and her word. I am a very, very proud mother, but I think above all, I am so proud to be a part of such an amazing initiative. And CHEO and the CHEO Foundation, we are so lucky to have it at our doorstep and be here in Ottawa and be part of such an incredible community. But I think just the support of everyone who has reached out, not only to us, but to be able to help support the foundation, just to help give back and contribute to the research and help with her development and all the different programs that she's been a part of, just to help her become who she is today. That is something that we will forever be indebted to, and I wear my little pin with honor, and could not be more proud to be a CHEO parent.
Thank you, Courtney. And thank you, Blakelyn. I know you're going to get your CHEO Dream of a Lifetime lottery ticket, and now it just feels a bit more meaningful. Thanks for staying with us on An Hour to Give.